Hello indie game fans, action and cozy games dominate this week of new releases, so let's begin with LunarLux, a pixel art JRPG that has been on my watchlist since I think it looks great, where the combat is inspired by Mega Man Battle Network. I love indie developers who are carrying on the long-running tradition of turn-based RPGs, so this gets a mention, and seems to have some interesting upgrade and combat systems in which you combine different skills, certainly being for fans of the genre. One thing that I love about indie games is how weird they can be, with one such entry being Super 56. Even from the trailer alone and the choice of music, you can tell what they're going for, with this being a mini-game collection, not unlike WarioWare, in which there are of course 56 such games. The sheer variety and creativity should be something to behold, with everything from a first-person shooter to button mashers, a punch-out-like, platformers and more, making it so indie games. This video is brought to you by Danghost, a beautifully done arcade strategy puzzler in which you play as an exorcist and have to capture the Danghosts with combos and to clear the board. It is inspired by games like Puyo Puyo, Tetris and Magical Drop, so you know what kind of arcadey puzzling fun those games are, but where in this game you have to match ghosts of the same color instead. It has an extensive story mode in which the boundaries between the spiritual and physical worlds have weakened, leading to the invasion of these spirits, so it is up to you to solve the mystery. There are 12 playable characters to choose from, each with unique special abilities, which of course will be what the competitive multiplayer mode will be all about, as you seek to send lethal moves to your opponent, filling up their board. This comes to us from a French developer who is known for their art, and my god does it show here, with interesting character designs and gorgeous animations, so if interested, pick it up via the link in the description below.
I tell myself it was always going to be a one-way trip. That's what love is. So let's take it from the top. Max is Dracula, Lord of the Vampires. 15 miles from here in a tiny motel in El Paso, Texas, she's conducting a ritual that will end the world as we know it.
Developer Strange Scaffold has one of the most interesting catalogues of weird games and, like Super 56 mentioned earlier, is only possible in the indie game space, with their latest being El Paso Elsewhere, a game which is set in the same universe as El Paso Nightmare from 2022, but where that game is a first-person shooter, this is a third-person one instead. From the action, it does sure look like Max Payne, especially due to the bullet time, but the weird supernatural setting looks excellently done with the otherworldly low-poly visuals as well. Hey, if you made it this far, subscribe to my weekly newsletter to keep on top of all things indie games, link in the description below. I expect this next title to sell very many copies, since it is the next game from developer Rusty Lake, which sports their signature art style, and where Underground Blossom is a spooky point-and-click adventure game that is in line with their earlier titles like Samsara Room. It follows the story of a character named Laura Vanderboom, with each stop on the metro symbolizing a piece of her past and future, and is of interest due to the pedigree alone. We also have the 1.0 release of this awesome looking roguelite deck building tactics title named Sigil of the Magi, which comes to us from a Singaporean developer, so of course I had to help him out. You control a party of 3 stereotypical adventurers, such as the Knight, Archer and Wizard, with various other classes of course, having to use their abilities to dispatch of your enemies as you make your way across a node-based map, Slay the Spire style. There's deck building in terms of the cards drawn, as well as positional combat on the square grid being one for tactics fans.
Oh, hi there! I'm Pinky, leader of the Relic Hunters. You're here to sign up for our super fun, awesome shooting and looting adventure? Great! So, you can put your name down right here and... Wait. Do you even know about the perks yet? You like action and excitement? Oh, there's no shortage of that here.
There are 2 curiosities for bigger games this week, beginning with Relic Hunter's Legend. a game that seems to have been in development forever and looks similar to the free Relic Hunters 0 remakes which released in 2015. However, it is an online looter shooter this time around and was picked up by Gearbox, who are publishing this game, and looks like fun with friends.
Mention our mega arsenal of weapons and gear! Woohoo! We have weapons that go pow pow and pew 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 and shoo! And jackets that spill sandwiches, shoes that boost shields, and you can enhance spews and make them even more better! Oh yeah! There! Happy now?
Hello, I am Jimmy. It is imperative to remind the recruit that it is dangerous to go alone.
That's why you can team up with me, Ref, which is super cool. And also, like, a bunch of other...
Is anyone missing a clipboard?
Folks, I'm trying to do some recruiting here. Anyways, if you're a fan of super solo fun, four-person multiplayer mayhem, and enjoying an adventure you'll never forget, then join the Relic Hunters right now.
私はパイベリー。人間たちからは魔女と呼ばれてるんだ。勇士たちから生き残るためには強くならないといけないの。だからいろんなところを冒険して魔法材料を探してるんだ。
This next title comes to us from a fairly successful Korean developer who is known for their mobile games, and where WitchSpring R seems to be a remake of a mobile game that has been remastered and rebalanced for PC, being a turn-based RPG that looks good and very anime and will be for fans of the genre.
でも戦いは避けられないよね。覚悟しな。ご主人様。誰のことも信じないから。ほら、危険なことでいっぱいでしょ。それでもくじけたりしないよ。もっとたくさんの魔法を学びたい。登れ、太陽よ。私、もっともっと強くなりたいんだ。自分と、そして友達を守るために。ね、私と一緒に冒険しない？
Smaller games begin with Afterdream, the next title from horror game developer Jesse Markonen, best known for the Distraint series of games, and while gone are the circle-headed characters, this game retains the side-scrolling perspective. You are using a strange camera to navigate this lucid dream, looking very creepy and well done. I'm not quite sure what to make of Fortune's Run, so watch the trailer in full to get a feel for yourself, since this is a self-described first-person shooter with immersive sim elements, set in a decaying industrial world, but was fairly popular during the most recent Steam Next Festival, which makes this of interest. Polybridge, but in Hell, basically describes Hellgineers, a bridge construction puzzle game in which you're attempting to cross pools of lava with challenging skulls to get as the collectibles, and where this was built in Pico 8, which I always love. A game that is just brimming with
Chaos.
is Pizza Possum, in which you play as an adjacent creature to the Trash Panda. Being a mischievous possum instead, wants to eat as much food as you can while avoiding the cops, with the high score chase being key here. RETOOLED is a fast-paced, arena-based first-person shooter in which you move around and blast away at enemies, looking to nail that old-school kind of fun.
We don't have to worry about that, right? Let's finish this.
Remember, this is your doing.
The very cozy looking Tiny Atolls joins a growing list of such games like Townscaper and Dofromantic, combining the adorable animations of the former with more of the structure and challenge of the latter, and looks like a delight. The top 5 begins with Paleo Pines, a
Cozy farm sim
in which dinosaurs take center stage. You are on a charming little island and have to fix up your ranch and grow crops, enlisting the help of friendly dinos in order to do so. There are villagers to get to know and an enchanting landscape to explore, with one of the key highlights of being able to uncover the island's secrets along with your dino companion, so it certainly has got me intrigued. A roguelite survival city builder title that has shown well in demos and preview builds is These Doomed Isles, a god game for lack of a better term in which you are guiding your civilization to prosperity, but of course there will be enemies in your way. These isles are doomed after all, with pirates and demons attempting to destroy all that you have built, but luckily you do have god powers, defenses and more at your disposal. I do like the look, and based on previews, this should be excellent and could be the next big roguelite in this subgenre. If you're an indie developer and have no idea how to start with marketing your game, get on my mailing list via the link in the description below, where I'll send you some free templates and guides soon. The long in development Mineko's Night Market has been delayed from 1 year to the next, and it is finally here, in which you play as a young child who moves to a new Japanese culture-inspired island. The adorable cats are the most important part of this game, in which you are seeking out the mysterious Sun Cat Abe, but where men in black types are scouring the island as well. The titular night market is central, with a variety of fun activities to do, and just looks like an absolute delight. Visuals and art styles are an important part of games, with the Lego-esque look of Robo-Dunk certainly being unique, and add to that the fact that this is roguelite NBA Jam and you certainly got my attention. It is 2v2 robo-basketball, in which weapons and special abilities play a role, as well as environmental hazards, and where there's meta progression and upgrades in between matches as well. If jumping into space to land a sick dunk on your opponent sounds good, be sure to pick this up. This next title is from the lead gameplay designer behind Inside and Limbo, and is the mysterious looking Cocoon, a game which is centered around orbs and looks kind of meta, exploring worlds within worlds as you jump into and out of the orbs. While this trailer teases a boss fight, I don't believe there's any combat in the traditional sense, so it is definitely more on the puzzle end of things, but is of note due to the pedigree and might just join the best games of 2023.